Ever find yourself like really geeking out over your gear? Trying to get that perfect feel back.
Mm-hmm.
Well, get this. We're diving deep into a career that takes that hands-on passion and like explodes it.
Oh, wow.
Sports equipment repair technician, we're talking restoring, optimizing, even customizing.
Seriously.
Seriously. And we've got the inside scoop from RoleCatcher.com. They're all about career insights. And let me tell you, this is not just fixing a flat tire. This is next level.
So what are we talking about here? Like, what kind of equipment?
Dude, that's the cool part. It's not just one sport. We're talking everything.
Hmm.
Restringing tennis rackets, calibrating archery sights,
Uh-huh.
even like repairing camping gear.
It's wild, right? The sheer variety in this field is kind of amazing. You could be working on anything.
It's like being a sports equipment surgeon.
Totally. You need that steady hand, the knowledge, but then also that creative spark, you know?
Right, because sometimes you've got to problem solve on the fly.
Big time. Think about it. Matching the right string tension to a player's swing. That's like an art. Or figuring out why a fishing rod keeps snapping under pressure.
You've got to be a bit of a detective.
Exactly. It takes technical skill for sure, but also that deep knowledge of sports, how the gear's supposed to work, how athletes actually use it.
So it's not just about the tools, it's about understanding the game.
100%. And honestly, the work environment is way more dynamic than people think.
Okay, so tell me, is it all greasy workshops and cramped back rooms?
Some places, sure, but you could be in a dedicated repair shop, a bustling sporting goods store, even working outside at a sporting event.
Whoa, I never thought about that.
Yeah, or a campground even. There's a real demand for these skills everywhere.
And speaking of demand, with the whole sporting goods industry blowing up like it is,
Huge.
I bet job security is pretty solid.
You're not wrong. I mean, projections show the industry reaching $624 billion globally by 2027. Yeah, for real. And that means a growing need for skilled technicians to keep all that gear in top shape. But, and this is key, it's also a competitive field.
Right, so how do you stand out?
That's where specializing can really make a difference. Like, imagine you become the go-to person for customizing high-performance bikes.
Oh, that's smart.
Right. Or maybe restoring vintage baseball gloves.
Yeah.
You find your niche, you become the expert.
It's like any passion, the more you know, the more valuable you are.
Yeah.
Okay, so say someone's got the passion, they're ready to get their hands dirty.
Mm-hmm.
What does it actually take to get started in a career like this? So you can't just like walk into a shop with a toolbox and be like, yo, I'm here to fix stuff.
Right.
Haha.
Probably not.
What's the deal? Is it like years of apprenticeship or something? Like you got to find a master craftsperson to teach you the ways.
Not quite that old school, but yeah, practical experience is huge in this field. Can't really learn it all from a book, you know?
Makes sense. So where do you even start?
Well, there are some core skills, things every aspiring technician needs to have down pat.
Okay, break it down for me. Someone's listening right now thinking, this sounds like me. What should they focus on if they're serious about this?
All right, first and foremost, you got to be comfortable with tools, tech, the whole 9 yards. And it's not just like screwdrivers and wrenches.
Oh, it's more than that.
Oh, yeah, we're talking hand tools, sure. But also mechanical equipment, even some diagnostic software depending on the gear.
So someone who like enjoys tinkering with their own bike, taking apart electronics, they'd have a head start.
Totally. But it's not just about knowing how to use the tools, right? It's about understanding the equipment itself.
Oh, so you need that sports knowledge too.
Exactly. Knowing the ins and outs of different sports, how the gear actually works, how athletes use it, that's what allows you to diagnose a problem accurately and then actually fix it the right way.
You can't fix what you don't understand.
100%. And then, on top of that, you got to have the attention to detail. I'm talking serious precision.
Oh, I bet. Like what kind of stuff? Give me an example.
Okay, picture this. You're restringing a tennis racket. Sounds simple enough, right? But that tension has to be absolutely perfect. Even a little bit off, and you can throw off a player's whole game.
Wow.
Same deal with calibrating a bike derailleur, bouncing a hockey stick, all of it.
So we're talking steady hands, patience,
For sure.
maybe even a little bit of artistry in some cases.
You got it. But then there's one more thing, and it's a big one.
Hit me.
Problem solving.
Oh, right. Got to use your brain too.
Big time, because sometimes it's not as easy as just like, oh, this part's busted, let's swap it out. You might need to get creative.
Interesting.
Analyze wear patterns, really put on your detective hat to figure out why something's failing.
So you're not just fixing equipment, you're like solving mysteries.
Sometimes it feels that way, but that's what makes it so rewarding.
That's a pretty wild combo. technical know-how, sports smarts, and then that creative problem-solving on top of it.
It's a unique blend, but that's what makes a sports equipment repair technician so valuable. They've got the whole package.
Okay, so someone's hearing this, and they're like, all right, I'm in. I've got the passion. I'm ready to get my hands dirty.
Yeah.
What's the game plan? How do you actually become a technician?
So formal education isn't always a must-have. Having a high school diploma, though, that's usually preferred.
Okay.
The good news is a lot of employers, they offer on-the-job training.
Which makes sense. Get in there, learn by doing.
Exactly. Best way to learn, honestly. You're hands-on, you're learning from experienced techs. It's invaluable.
No doubt.
Yeah.
But what about someone who wants to, climb the ladder? They don't just want to stay at entry level forever. Is there room to grow in a career like this?
Oh, absolutely. The career trajectory, it can get pretty exciting. You can specialize, you can lead, even innovate within the industry.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Walk me through that. What does that progression look like?
So you usually start out entry level, right? You're learning the ropes, getting that hands-on experience.
Makes sense. Got to start somewhere.
Exactly. You're mastering the basics, working alongside more seasoned techs, really soaking it all up.
Yeah, like an apprenticeship almost.
Kind of. And from there, you move up, become more independent.
So that's like the intermediate level.
Yeah, exactly. You're diagnosing and tackling a wider range of issues.
More responsibility too, I bet.
Oh, for sure. And you might even start mentoring newer technicians coming in, sharing what you've learned.
Oh, cool. So you're not just fixing gear anymore. You're passing on the knowledge.
Right. It's like that whole each one, teach one kind of thing. But then it gets really interesting when you hit the senior technician level.
Okay, so what's that like? What makes a senior technician different?
Well, now you're talking about leading a team. You might be developing repair protocols, making sure everything meets quality standards, that kind of thing.
Oh, wow. So big picture stuff.
Yeah, you've got to be able to see the whole shop, the whole process, maybe even handle some inventory management, customer relations, the whole 9 yards.
So not just a gearhead anymore, but a leader, a problem solver on a whole other level.
You got it. But for those who really want to push the boundaries, there's the master technician level.
Master technician. That sounds kind of legendary.
Right. Those are the folks people seek out for those crazy, complicated repairs. Like, they've seen it all, fixed it all.
The gurus.
Basically, they're mentoring the junior techs, sharing their wisdom. They might even work directly with manufacturers.
No way. What would they do with manufacturers?
Give feedback on designs, help improve the equipment, really push the boundaries of what's possible in the sport.
So they're not just fixing the gear, they're shaping the future of the sport.
That's the idea. But look, we've got to be real. It's a competitive field out there. So how do you stand out?
That's the million-dollar question.
Right. Well, luckily, RoleCatcher's got some killer resources. And I'm talking about their AI-powered interview prep. It's a game changer.
Okay, what is it?
So imagine this. You have access to a database of over 120,000 practice interview questions.
Whoa, seriously.
Yeah. And they're tailored specifically for sports equipment repair. It's like having a cheat code for job interviews.
No kidding. You'd walk in feeling like a total rock star.
Exactly. Plus, they got this awesome CV and resume analysis tool. Helps you highlight your skills and experience.
It's like having a personal branding expert in your back pocket.
100%. But beyond the tech and the tools, what really makes a difference? Passion. That genuine enthusiasm.
Yeah, you can't fake that.
Nope. Employers, they can spot it a mile away. They want people who love what they do, people who see this not just as a job, but as a way to be part of something bigger.
It's about that feeling you get when you fix something, You solve the puzzle, get someone back in the game.
Exactly. And the industry is always changing, new tech, new materials, all of it.
You've always got to be learning.
100%. That's the key, man. Attend workshops, stay up to date on the latest trends, even experiment on your own time.
Always be growing.
Exactly. That's how you go from good to great.
So we've covered a lot of ground here. What's the one thing you want our listeners to take away from this deep dive into the world of sports equipment repair technicians?
It's simple, really. This is a career for those who love to work with their hands, solve problems, and be a part of the amazing world of sports. It's technical, it's challenging, but it's also incredibly rewarding.
It's more than just a job. It's a passion. And hey, you might even end up designing the next game-changing piece of equipment.
You never know.
So for everyone listening, if you want to learn more, head over to RoleCatcher.com. They've got everything. In-depth guides, those amazing interview prep tools we talked about, everything you need to get started.
It's a goldmine of information.
Totally. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and we'll catch you on the next deep dive.